Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, while the GJA entered this year with hope and prayers for an attack-free year for journalists, it is deeply disappointing and upsetting that the first reported assault against a journalist in the year 2026, in the year of our Lord 2026, has allegedly been perpetrated by men in uniform. This time around, not from our usual suspects, our men and women in black, all the military officers. I must say that the police, the Ghana police, has repented. They've repented to the extent that they are no more attacking journalists. And now the wheels of attack has been shifted over to the Ghana National Fire Service. Fire Service. So this time, the attack has allegedly been perpetrated by men in uniform, and this time from the Ghana National Fire Service. It has moved from the military to the police, now the Ghana National Fire Service. This development is disturbing and intolerable. Attack on Class FM journalists at Kaswa. GJA demands arrest and prosecution of perpetrators. The Ghana Journalists Association condemns in the strongest possible terms the brutal, unlawful, and reprehensible attack on Class FM journalist, Mr. Samuel Addo, allegedly perpetrated by personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service during a fire outbreak at the Kaswa market in the Central Region on Sunday, January 4th, 2026. Mr. Addo was lawfully carrying out his professional duties, reporting on the incident which is of major public interest, when he was reportedly assaulted by officers who should have known better. We also saw the viral video where the journalists and some civilians were being attacked callously with helmets. This attack is not only an assault on an individual journalist, but a direct attack on media freedom, and, for that matter, direct attack on the leadership of the GJA, and me in particular. The public's right to information and Ghana's democratic order is also under attack by this incident. The GJA finds this conduct deplorable, disgraceful, and indefensible. Once again, I stress on it that the GJA finds this conduct deplorable, disgraceful, and indefensible. No emergency or security institution has the authority to intimidate, assault, or obstruct journalists under the guise of operational control. Such conduct reflects a dangerous culture of impunity that must be confronted decisively. Colleagues, the GJA is appalled and deeply concerned by the wobbling, weak, and wholly unacceptable defense put forward by the Ghana National Fire Service through its public relations officer, DO2 Desmond Aka. The claims that the officer did not assault the journalist but merely seized his phone because he was recording an altercation without permission is untenable, misleading, and offensive toward basic intelligence. No officer of the Ghana National Fire Service has the authority to confiscate a journalist's equipment, obstruct coverage, or demand permission for lawful journalistic work at a public emergency scene. This explanation not only fails to address the serious allegations of assault, but also betrays a disturbing ignorance of press freedom and the law, and reinforces public concerns about institutional attempts to sanitize and justify misconduct rather than confront it with honesty and accountability. And let me add to this. I personally reached out to the authority, that is the PRO of the Ghana National Fire Service. And you could see the arrogant, the confident, the ignorant, the insolence in which he was defending the act and speaking. It's nothing to write home about. And their statement itself is very, very contradictory. On one leg, they said that they are here to identify the officers. On that leg, they said their officers did not assault the journalist, and that they only took his phone. So which is which? You are here to identify that they are your members, they are officers. Yet, you said that they did not assault. So which people? The people who are not your members did not assault journalists, or your members or the officers you're talking about. We don't get it. And on another leg, what he even said was that because of the safety of journalists and properties on site, when they go to the grounds, they have boundaries. They need to always protect their security zone. Colleagues, I want to state this on record, that the Ghana media, or the media all over the world, is a public interest media. And public interest media do not need any permission or authorization to discharge our duty. It is rather unfortunate that the security service, who should know better and whose responsibility is to protect and provide security for journalists to discharge its work, are rather obstructing journalists and attacking journalists. He said they've set up a committee in their statement. How can you set up a committee when you have not identified the people to be your officers? Who are they going to investigate? We demand for police action and institutional accountability. The GJA calls on the Inspector General of Police, who has shown so much professionalism, commitment towards the safety of journalists over the past few months, to immediately cause the arrest, thorough investigation, and prosecution of all personnel involved in this criminal act. We stress that internal disciplinary measures alone are insufficient. This is a criminal matter that must be tested in a court of law to serve as a clear deterrent. We note that Mr. Addo has formally reported the case at the Kasua New Market Police Station, and we expect the police administration to act swiftly and decisively. Furthermore, the GJA demands that the leadership of the Ghana National Fire Service will call on the Chief Fire Officer, who is the leader of the Ghana National Fire Service, the Chief Fire Officer. I know he is a very gentle, very renowned, and an honorable man who will heed to this call. Is it she? Okay, yeah. Yes. No. So, like you said, we believe and we hope that the honorable woman who is leading and steering the affairs of the Ghana National Fire Service, I know, following this short while, we believe that the charisma alone and the leadership will not tolerate this and will heed to the call of the GJA. The GJA demands that the leadership of the Ghana National Fire Service, led by the Chief Fire Officer Daniela Mausi Into Sapon, publicly condemns this assault, identifies the officers involved, and applies severe internal sanctions, including dismissal where appropriate. Any attempt to shield the perpetrators or trivialize the incident will be fiercely resisted. We also call for the immediate for the immediate dismissal or removal of the PRO of the Ghana National Fire Service from the position, because our interaction with him on the case shows that he is unfit to be in charge of communication for that unit. He has demonstrated unprofessionalism. He has demonstrated incompetence. He has contradicted himself so much that I don't think that the media will lead. I will urge the media to ever deal with him. We are serving this notice so that swift action will be taken immediately. In the worst case scenario, it can be seconded or interdicted. We don't want him there. We cannot do. Our people cannot have interface, cannot communicate or have any working relationship with such a person. So if the fire service, the Ghana National Fire Service, wants to really have a very good working relationship with the media, they should find somebody who is professional, who has the competencies, who has the capacity and temperature to accommodate the media. We cannot accommodate that PRO. At the right time, we are going to address a whole press conference on him. Again, the GJA demands an unqualified public apology from the Ghana National Fire Service to Mr. Samuel Addo, the Class Media Group, and the case shows that he is unfit. The Class Media Group and the media fraternity for the trauma, humiliation, and professional obstruction caused by this attack. And I take that again, please. The GJA demands an unqualified public apology from the Ghana National Fire Service to Mr. Samuel Addo, the Class Media Group, and the media fraternity for the trauma, humiliation, and professional obstruction caused by this attack. Colleagues, we commend government through the Minister of State in charge of government communications, my good brother, Felix Kwabena, for the condemnation of the assault on Samuel Addo. In a post on S, Mr. Kwabena condemned the action of the fire personnel, promising that firm action will be taken against the rogue element who carried out this attack. We pray to see swift action on the case. We also applaud the management and the CEO of Class Media Group, Samuel Addo, for coming out boldly with a statement to condemn the attack. This is the first time an owner or a CEO, an executive chairman of a media conglomerate or media institution has condemned publicly, issued a statement to condemn an attack on its members. And it's commendable. We need to commend him for that gesture. We will collaborate with the management of Class Media Group and the Minister of State in charge of government communications to get justice for Samuel Addo. And mind you, before this press conference, we have spoken to the management. The General Secretary had paid courtesy call or working visit of the management of Class Media Group and has engaged them on the actions to take after this presser. And so we are all together in this project. Threat and intimidation of a journalist in Sege Ada GJA demands parliamentary and party sanctions. Ada again. Threat and intimidation of a journalist in Sege Ada GJA demands parliamentary and party sanctions. Colleagues, the GJA also condemns in the strongest and most unequivocal terms the alleged threats, intimidation, and verbal abuse of Mr. Joseph Akrofi Okansi, a freelance journalist formerly of Eagle FM, by the Member of Parliament for the Sege constituency, Honorable Daniel Keshi Bese, and the Sege constituency NDC communications officer, Mr. Freeman Ejueji. This incident, which followed a Facebook post by the journalist calling for accountability from the MP on how he distributed slots allocated to the Sege constituency for the placement of the youth in the security services, particularly constitute a grave assault on press freedom and a deliberate attempt to silence a journalist for exercising his constitutional duty. When the journalist made the post, the youth organizer and the communications officer for the area called him on phone while the MP was on the line, where they all abused him verbally for posting on social media, demanding accountability without engaging them. According to the journalist, former complaint to the GJA, the MP allegedly issued direct life-threatening threat. That is after he had complained, he has made a formal complaint to the GJA. The MP allegedly issued direct life-threatening threats, including a chilling statement about mobilizing funds to organize the funeral of the journalist and his parents. These allegations are reckless, reprehensible, and criminal. This is a threat of life. The GJA personally petitioned the Inspector General of Police, petitioned the Speaker of Parliament, and was sure that this unparliamentary comment made by a dishonorable member who face or see the full rigors of the law, were sure that he will be brought to book. A dangerous pattern of attacks. The GJA notes with great concern that this incident is not isolated. Since 2022, we have recorded at least 8 cases of attacks on journalists in Adda alone. Tragically, one of these journalists, Mr. Noah Dame, died. One of these journalists, okay. Hello? Tragically, one of these journalists, Mr. Noah Dame, died as a result of attacks he suffered for doing his work as a journalist. Very, very saddening. Very saddening. Noah Dame was one guy who actually distinguished himself so well in the area and was very passionate about the journalistic duty. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Tragically, one of these journalists, Mr. Noah Dame, died as a result of attacks he suffered for doing his work as a journalist. This painful reality underscores the deadly consequences of unchecked hostility against media practitioners in that community. Clear demands for action. In light of the gravity of this matter, the GJA demands that 1. Parliament of Ghana immediately initiate appropriate proceedings against Honorable Daniel Keshi Bese for his conduct that brings Parliament into dispute. 2. The National Democratic Congress, NDC, promptly investigate and sanction Mr. Freeman Ejueji and the youth organizer. 3. The Ghana Police Service conduct a thorough, impartial investigation and ensure the safety of the journalist since the case has been reported to the police in Adda, and we are going to follow it up with a petition. 4. All persons found culpable are held fully accountable under the law without fear or favor. Now, MPP upcoming flag bearership contest. The GJA issues a firm warning to the leadership of the New Patriotic Party to clearly caution and restrain its supporters ahead of the upcoming flag bearership contest. Political competition must never be used as an excuse to harass, intimidate, or attack journalists. Party leadership must demonstrate responsibility by making it unequivocally clear that attacks on journalists will not be tolerated. Call for responsible and ethical journalism. The GJA urges journalists to remain committed to responsible, accurate, and development-oriented journalism. Journalists must prioritize the public interest, promote national development, and contribute to social cohesion through fair, balanced, and factual reporting. The GJA reiterates its unflinching determination to enforce strict adherence to professional ethics. Ethical journalism is the foundation of credible and public trust. The association will continue to uphold accountability, strengthen professional standards, and defend press freedom. Colleagues, your national executive will continue with the monthly briefings, promote ethical journalism, champion welfare issues, organize the World Press Freedom Day, International Day to End Impunity for Crimes Against Journalists, training of journalists on various subject areas, contribute to national discourse, and above all, this year we are going to commemorate the 30th anniversary of the GJA Media Awards. We need the support of all of you and our partners to ensure the successful organization of our programs and activities for the year. Conclusion. Let it be stated clearly and unequivocally, journalists will not be silenced by threat, abuse, or violence. Ghana must never wait for another life to be lost before acting decisively. Long live journalism in Ghana. Long live Ghana's 1992 Constitution. Long live press freedom. Thank you.
They said journalists don't clap. Please clap for our president. He spoke about the need for us all to be united to ensure that journalists across the country are protected. And if someone is attacked, we all need to solidarize with the media house, the journalist who is attacked, and then follow through to ensure that those who are culpable are punished by law. We will now take a few questions if you have them, and we'll respond to them, then we will end the presser. So you mention your media house, your name, and then you come up here and ask the question. So you first. Yes.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Zita Okwan with Class FM. My question has to do with the attack on journalists. The president made mention that the Ghana Journalists Association is demanding the dismissal of the PRO for the fire service, and that that of those found culpable in the attack should be dismissed. These are statements that we've heard from the Ghana Journalists Association when journalists are being attacked. My question is, what has been the response from the police service on your previous statements to journalists who have been attacked? Because this is not the first time. We've seen that of the Akwitia by-elections. There were attacks. The GJA made statements of persons found culpable to be arrested. And now this. What happens if there's no arrest? Because we don't know what the previous statement or where it has ended. We've only heard him say that demanding arrest, but has there been any update? We need update from the previous ones with this one that has been mentioned. Thank you.
Yes, the next one.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Jibril Abdumumuni. I was here for the end of year program of the association, where the president of the association said the recent High Court ruling was a dagger to the heart of press freedom. But in this press release or in this press engagement, I've not heard any update with regards to the recent High Court ruling, and you've not spoken about it. So,
which High Court ruling?
The High Court ruling on the investigative journalist. So in this, I was expecting an update on what has happened so far with that issue.
Thank you. Any more? Mr. President. So I must say that there was no attack at the Akwetia by-election on any journalist at all. I was there. For 2-3 days, I was there. So there was no attack when we went to Akwetia. Maybe President can respond.
So thank you, colleagues. And as I always say, you guys have been very, very supportive and cooperative. But we always urge you that we should always fact check. We should always make sure that we get our fact information right, especially before you ask questions like this at the public space, which is live. As journalists, our duty is to inform. And so, in order to inform, you have to be informed. You have to be educated to be able to educate others. So, as mentioned by my General Secretary, I've indicated, and I've said it over and over again, that since the IGP and his entourage, or its leadership, the new leadership, paid a courtesy call on the leadership of the GJA, since the time we have not recorded. He promised us, he gave us his words, and true to his words, no attack was recorded. No attack was recorded. The issue of Ablekuma is still in court. I'm told that the said officer, that is the perpetrator or the accused, was arraigned before court. The issue was being handled by the Greater Accra, the Accra Regional Command. So we are yet to get the state of prosecution or proceedings to know where we have gotten to. We have spoken to our lawyers who are trying to, come up with a strategy to monitor and follow some of these cases. So as we speak, we know that this case is in court, but we will get the full briefing in terms of state of proceedings or state of investigation into all the attacks, not only of that, or not only the Ablekumanov one, but any other attack which is still pending. And then the High Court is, my brother, like I said, generally we have to be very current. We always have to be current. This issue was our main issue that was addressed at our last flagship activity or event of the year on 22nd December. We addressed this issue, indicated our position on the issue, made GJ's position clear. And as you all know, after 22nd, we went on break. We have only resumed. And so steps will be taken to initiate all the measures or all the things that were said. Yes, and the Deputy Attorney General, he responded to it and said that this one calls for a review, which he promised. We also said that at all costs, we are going to ensure that the ruling is reviewed and quashed from our books, because we cannot allow this ruling to stand. It will never. Yes, it is an ardent press freedom, so we will not allow it to stand. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. So, just an addition to what the President said, I have personally engaged the guy who was attacked, our colleague who was attacked at the Ablekuma, that is Kwabena Banahini, and we've been following the case. The last time the issue was at the office of the Attorney General, and the Attorney General recommended that the issue should go to court. There have been attempts to resolve the issue backdoor, but we said we will not take that. And so we are following the case to its logical conclusion. And all other cases, we are in touch with the IGP and then the police administration to get them all resolved. our prayer is that we will not get to this point. When we went to the first night, our prayer was that 2026 will have zero attack. And so for it to be happening now, we all need to take action and speak against it. That is why we are here today. And so we want to thank you very much for coming and then responding to our calls. God bless you and Happy New Year.